Three, two, one. All right, here we have a sequential prime generator that I built in Rust that talks to AWS Lambda, and it uses Cargo Lambda, which is a really cool project that allows you to very easily interface with Lambda, and really you don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting. So first up here, let's look at the README. You can take a look at some of the things you can do. You can process, let's say, 100,000 primes very quickly. We also have some technical details like metrics, tracking, etc. Now, in order to install Cargo Lambda, you could use Nix, you could use pip, you could use Homebrew. There's lots of ways to do it. And then in terms of testing here, we just do Lambda watch, and then we do the Lambda invoke. So pretty straightforward. And you can do a deployment to AWS by just doing Cargo Lambda deploy. So let's take a look at the code here first and see what we got. So to start with, we have the imports here. We also have the 2ML file. So we see that there's things installed for us automatically, either through installing Cargo Lambda, or actually IntelliJ is pretty good as well. If you have a dependency, it'll just put it in there. So that's why I like using a IntelliJ as well. And then we have our data structures here, a prime request. We have some const defined here. We also have some helper functions, prime numbers. So these are all just data structures that we're going to use. And then in terms of the success here, what happens is that this function will have a count, execution time, throughput, and then we also have an error here if there's errors. And then finally we get down to the runtime. And so the handler will take those, do the calculations, and then return back what we need to do after we go through here and we generate these primes. So in order to get this thing cooking, all I need to do is do Cargo Lambda watch, like that. Perfect. And then to invoke it, just Cargo Lambda invoke, and I do -- data ASCII like this. And then we can just start with the number 100, and we can count. Let's just do 3 at first. You can see very, very fast here. Execution time in milliseconds is crazy fast. We can go ahead and say 300, right? Still crazy fast. We could do 3,000, right? Count must be between 1 and 1,000. Okay, great. We'll go ahead and do 1,000. Let's see how long that takes. Very fast, right? So still extremely fast to calculate all of those primes. So in a nutshell, the Cargo Lambda is a very easy way to get started with Lambda and to build high performance serverless applications. And then if you wanted to do a deploy, you just do Cargo Lambda deploy. There you go. And it deploys it to the cloud, and then you can invoke it remotely.